I'm gonna say something that might surprise you, but not everybody should have a podcast in 2026. Podcasting is powerful, it's authority, and can absolutely grow your business. But for some people, it's gonna drain you, frustrate you, and quietly waste your time. So today we're gonna talk honestly about who should start a podcast, who shouldn't, and what it actually requires. Because I honestly, as much as I love podcasting, I don't want you starting your show for the wrong reasons. And if we haven't met yet, I'm Demetria, and I've been podcasting since 2005 and been podcasting for 2 decades. I've built over 8 podcast brands, one of which is Christian Homeschool Moms Podcast, which I started in 2012. And now I help podcasters to build aligned strategic shows through my Soul Podcasting Collective. I care about sustainability, not hype, not trends, not start a podcast in 30 days and go viral. I care about building something that lasts. So I care about longevity. So let's talk about whether podcasting is actually right for you. So let's just get this out of the way real fast. If you want fast growth, then podcasting is not for you. It's slow media. It builds trust deeply, but over time. It's not a quick kind of solution for you. If you want instant traction, short form content is going to feel more rewarding for you than a podcast. And just know that podcasting compounds over time. It doesn't spike typically. Let's be honest with ourselves about what we're doing with our podcasts. Do you actually enjoy long form? That's 20 to 40 minutes of chit chat and talking with your guests or providing content, maybe even a little less. I have some episodes that are only 7 minutes, and that's fine, right? So, but do you like long form content? Because if you hate hearing your own voice, if you get exhausted explaining concepts, if you're not someone who likes to speak, if you prefer writing over speaking, podcast might not be your best medium for this year. So think about what you like to do, and let's decide whether a podcast is right for you or not. I'm not here to get everyone on board with podcasting. It's only for you if it's for you. If you don't have long-term ideas, let's talk about that. Because podcasting is not about just what can I talk about next week, but it's more about what conversation am I willing to lead for years to come. If your ideas run dry for 10 episodes, that's a signal that maybe you don't have a podcast that's going to be long-term, because a podcast is a body of work. So you have to be willing and ready and looking forward to talking about this topic for a long time. So when I ran Christian Homeschool Moms, I knew that I would be talking to homeschool moms of faith, and that this would be a topic that I could stick with for the long haul, because I was planning to homeschool my kids for a long time. So I had 14 years of conversations just about homeschooling. And I could never have done that if I wasn't in that space, and if I wasn't ready to talk about this one topic over and over again for weeks and weeks and weeks and months and years. So this is something that you have to figure out. Are you willing to talk about this topic? Let's talk about who should start a podcast. Thought leaders. Are you a thought leader? If you have a framework, if you have a belief system or a method, you're a thought leader. Podcasting lets you expand those ideas in a way that Instagram or TikTok just won't let you do it. It's kind of depth over dopamine. If you're a coach, if you're a service provider, a podcast could be really beneficial to you. If your business requires trust, then podcasting is gold for you. Because when someone listens to your episode 30 minutes a week, you are in their mind. They're thinking about what you're saying, and they're meditating on, what does this person think about what I'm doing? They think about your content in their car, on their drive. They're thinking about you on their way to work, while they're gardening, while they're cooking dinner, doing laundry. Their routine. So that intimacy is so important, and it's powerful. If you want to write a book someday, create a course, create a signature talk, create any type of body of work where you have intellectual property that you're building, podcasting is kind of like rehearsing and refinement of that framework, and it sharpens your thinking publicly so that you're better at public speaking. So this is something that I am still learning and working on, because I don't consider myself the best public speaker or even that great at it, but I am getting better and better with my years of podcasting. So I'm learning to think on my feet. I'm learning to answer questions in the here and now and be able to be mobile and to pivot when the conversation dictates it. And so these are skills that you learn and that sharpen you through podcasting and can really help to pave the way for you as a public speaker and as a thought leader. The other thing is commitment. Let's talk about commitment for a minute. This is the real part that people tend to avoid because podcasting requires stamina. This is emotional stamina, okay? Because you're sometimes going to release episodes that nobody comments on. There will be times when you'll release an episode that goes to YouTube perhaps, and you'll get not one single comment, or sometimes you might not even get a like on the video. You might get 2 or 3 likes in the beginning and nothing else. And with time it grows, but it may take a long time before you actually start to see comments coming in. And so you might question yourself and you might feel invisible and you might feel like your work is kind of going out there in the void. This is where discouragement sets in, and this is where many podcasters fade away and say, I'm not doing this anymore. It's not worth my time. I'm not getting any comments. Nothing is happening, and it's so quiet. It's like crickets. What is going on that I'm putting all this energy into this work and nothing in return? It requires emotional stamina from you, but it also requires strategic thinking. As a podcaster, this commitment requires that you think strategically. So you can't just talk randomly. You need some direction in what you're doing. You need to know where you're going with your show and why you're going there. It also needs consistency. So as you are gearing up your emotional wherewithal to be able to deal with whatever you're getting and whatever you're not getting as a result of uploading your shows and not seeing those responses the way you want to, you still have to remain consistent if you want to keep going with your show. You have to be consistent and you have to just keep going. And so no, you're not going to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to be consistent. Consistency can mean a lot of different things to many different people. And for you, that could mean once a week, once every other week, once a month, but do something that is the same from one period of time to the next. So whether that is weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, you need to be doing something on the regular where no matter what, you're putting out that episode. And that kind of consistency is going to build trust with your audience. The deeper question is, instead of asking yourself, should I start a podcast this year? It's, do I want to build authority? Do I want to sustain growth and build slowly? Am I okay with building slowly? Because that's what podcasting does. It sustains growth for you, but it can be slow. If you're chasing attention, it's going to frustrate you. If you're building credibility, it's going to serve you. Podcasting can do all of these things, but you have to be in charge of what podcasting is for you. If this video confirmed what podcasting is for you, my next question for you is, how do you grow it strategically? I want you to watch my next video on how to grow your podcast the smart way. If you're hesitating because of self-doubt, I want you to watch why imposter syndrome is lying to you about your podcast. And if you've been stuck in analysis mode, I have another video for you too about how to stop overthinking and to finally launch with confidence. So pick whatever video works for you, pick the one that fits where you are. And if you're serious about building a podcast that lasts, I would love for you to subscribe to this channel, you guys, and go ahead and follow the work here that I'm doing to help you be a better podcaster. And I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you on the next video.